child arrived just the other day. Came to the world in the usual way. There were planes to catch and bills to pay. Learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. He said, I'm gonna be like him. You know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day. He's so much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Long since retired, my son's moved away. Called him up just the other day. I said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. Said I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu. It's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Hey folks, this is going to be a guitar lesson for Cats in the Cradle by the great Harry Chapin. Folks, I grew up on Long Island in New York. Harry Chapin was part of my life from birth, basically. I grew up with his songs. I know a lot of the international viewers may not know Harry Chapin, but he's very famous in the United States, and Cats in the Cradle is probably his most famous song. Taxi's another big song. Harry was a folk singer. He wrote story songs. He was just an amazing musician, amazing person, a philanthropist, really a role model, an idol to me. So I just love Harry Chapin, and I decided I wanted to post a song on my channel. I'm not sure that there's really a close Beatle connection with Harry Chapin, although I'm sure he loved the Beatles. But let's get into this. This is Cats in the Cradle, Harry's most iconic song. The guitar is in standard tuning. The complication with this song is the capo. The capo is at the 8th fret. You can see Harry performed this many, many times over his career. He did so many live shows. And as far as I know, every time he played this, he played it with a capo on the 8th fret. And if you listen to the recording, you can hear the guitar way up there. So this is probably the only song that I'm aware of his capo that high. You know, a lot are at the 7th fret, Here Comes the Sun, that type of stuff. But the problem with the 8th fret on the capo as if you have fat fingers like I do, it's hard to kind of finger the chord. So I've made kind of variations. I'm not sure how Harry did it, but I'll show you how I'm doing it just to make it a little easier at the 8th fret. You could always lower the capo and transpose it and do it another way, but this is the original way, and I'm going to teach it the way Harry played it. So we're going to start, again, capo on the 8th fret. I'm going to call all the chords with the capo on. We're going to start with that iconic introduction. So when I say an A chord, I'm never going to play a full A chord because I can't fit my whole finger there. I could bar it, I guess, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to play an A sus2, which basically means I'm going to leave the B string open. And I'm rarely going to play the B string in this. So whenever I say A chord, an A, I'm really saying A sus2, but I'm going to try to avoid as much as I can playing the B string. It's not the end of the world if you hit the B string, but it sounds better, I think, if you don't. So we're going to start with that A sus2, but I'm just going to call it an A. You're going to pinch the 5 and the 3, and then the 1 and the 4. So just start that way. And that's on the high E string, 2 open, then on the B string, open 3. So high E, 2 open. So from the beginning, and then I just take my finger off and I'm in the A sus2 shape, and I just play the B string, the G string, B string, G string, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then a G chord really quick, and then back to the A. So that's how I'm playing that iconic introduction. May not be exact, but I think it's pretty close, and it certainly sounds like the song. People recognize it. It's very recognizable, a guitar riff. So now we're going to do the verses. So we're in this A shape, again, the A sus2. So I'm going to do a lot of picking on the 4 and, the 5 and the 3 strings and the high E string, and I'm going to try to avoid that B string there. So child arrived just the other day, came to the world in the usual way. So that's an A, C, D, back to A. Repeat, A, C, D, back to A. Now we're going to go to a G and do a descending pattern. G, G, F sharp bass, E minor, open up the D string, 4th string open, so E minor 7th, I guess, to a C, and then descend with the B note on the 5th string, 2nd fret, back to the A, and repeat C, B to the A. And that's it. Now we're in the chorus, the Cat's in the Cradle. Cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. So that's an A, G, C, D, D. So A, G, C, walk it down to A, C, walk it down to A. So one more time. It's A, G, C, D, A, G, C, walk it down to A, C, walk it down to A, and then so you got the riff, and then you have the only other part of the song is the middle part, the instrumental, and that's going to be an F chord, G, back to A, now F again, G, E minor, A. So you just add that G, quick E minor to the A. The cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. So it's F, G, A, F, G, E minor, A. I'm just going to do the last verse because there's a little difference. So it's A, C, D, back to A. Said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. I said I'd love to die if I could find the time. So now you do the G, walk it down to E minor, open it up to C, walk it down to A, C, walk it down to A. Now on the last part, and as I hung up the phone, it's the same walk down on the G, it's just a repeat. As I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, you've grown up just like me. C, walk it down to A. And the cat's in the cradle and silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, we'll get together then, you know we'll have a good time then. That's it, folks. That is Cats in the Cradle, my arrangement of the Harry Chapin classic. Thank you, folks, so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Everybody stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Take care.